Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Selfish Jerk Manifesto, the podcast where we dive into the art of setting boundaries and living life on your own terms. Today, we're going to discuss a topic that's crucial for every self-respecting selfish jerk out there, knowing your terms and conditions, and making sure everyone else knows them too. Gather round, lovely listeners, because today I'm going to tell you a story of terms, conditions, and, of course, a fair share of buffoons. Picture this. I took my little kid to the dentist for a bit of dental work. You know, the kind of dental work that makes your wallet feel like it's gone through a rigorous workout. Yep, 4 digits to fix a tooth on a 4-year-old. It's the kind of math that makes you question your life choices, right? So there I was, sitting in the car while my kid was devouring a chocolate umbrella, because that's the only thing that can cure the trauma of dental work, apparently. As I drove past a bunch of fancy office buildings, it triggered a memory. Many years ago, I had an interview in one of those buildings for what I thought was going to be the job of my dreams. We're talking a fat paycheck, a shiny car, the latest phone, insane commissions, and, oh yes, health and dental insurance for the whole family. Sounds like the jackpot, doesn't it? But as I sat there, it got me thinking about how that interview went and why it still sticks with me. Back then, I was a young and fearless salesperson who not only wanted to take on the world but could chew it up, spit it out, and ask for dessert. I walked into every interview armed with a clear list of demands: what I wanted to earn, the car I expected, extra expenses covered, juicy commissions, the whole shebang. And let me tell you, it worked like a charm. Almost every time they'd call me back and say, "Wow, you really know how to sell yourself." I'd respond with a confident smile. Of course. The product is good. I'd even look the interviewer dead in the eye and ask, "How's your product?" "Huadilaukter." If they liked me, they'd say, "We'll call you this week," and they'd call within 24 hours. It was foolproof. And you know why? Because I believed in my worth. I walked in with an attitude that said I was worth every penny of what I asked for, and I had a crystal clear picture of what I wanted and needed. I wasn't willing to settle for less. This, my dear listeners, is a mindset we should apply to every aspect of our lives and all of our relationships. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should be completely inflexible. There are things we can compromise on, and others we can bend a bit. But you need to know your essential needs and stand firm on them. What you cannot do is keep giving in on the things that are vital to you. Everyone's essentials are different. For one person, it might be having an open relationship. For another, it might be treating animals well, or maybe it's having onions in their omelet. Whatever it is, the important thing is knowing what you want and not accepting anything less. Because trust me, you're worth it. It's like when you download an app and it asks for permission to access everything: your camera, gallery, microphone, location, contacts, and even your social media. You look at all those permissions and think, "No way." You click no, and the app doesn't install. What do you do then? You click yes to everything because you just want to play Candy Crush. We have to be able to stand in front of someone and say, "Look, I want dental insurance, an open relationship, good treatment of animals, and my omelet with onions. These are my terms and conditions. Do you accept?" And if they don't, well, you don't want to be there, do you? You really don't. Now, let me confess something. I lied. It wasn't foolproof. The one time my strategy didn't work was with that dream job at the big international trading company. They didn't give me the job. I remember getting the call from the interviewer who said, "You were my favorite, but it was between you and another guy, and the boss prefers to hire a man." True story. At the time, it felt like a slap in the face. But looking back, isn't it for the best? I mean, would it have really been great to work for someone who thought a high testosterone level was a job requirement? Imagine working for someone who undervalues you just because you're a woman. That's not the place for me. Besides, I can imagine how uncomfortable it would be to work with someone who didn't appreciate my most valuable assets, my 2 loyal coworkers right here on my chest. The same goes for everything else in life. Do you want to be with someone who doesn't think you're worth what you ask for? Do you want to spend your evenings with someone who won't accept your terms and conditions? Are you sure you want someone who doesn't respect you poking at your buttons? Take it from me, folks. Set your terms and conditions, make them crystal clear, and if someone doesn't like them, well, they can keep moving. You deserve people who recognize your worth and are willing to meet your standards. Remember, being a selfish jerk is about valuing yourself enough to demand what you deserve.